Hello. When Governor Snyder recently declared that the city of Detroit is in a financial emergency, he based his affirmation on the findings of a state financial review team. While there is no dispute that the city faces a financial crisis, I do dispute the review team's conclusion that my administration does not have a viable plan to resolve the situation. That assertion is categorically incorrect. We developed a comprehensive and aggressive restructuring plan a year ago to address the financial issues facing the city. Our plan was reviewed and accepted by all of the city stakeholders, including the state and the Financial Advisory Board. Since then, we have been consistently executing our plan. We remain focused on doing what is in the best interest of all of the city stakeholders, our citizens, employees, creditors, and all who depend upon city services. Our plan focuses on making aggressive changes that will have a positive impact on three key areas: improving the quality of life for our citizens, stabilizing the city's finances, and reducing our long-term liabilities. Although we have a plan in place, we have faced many challenges and obstacles that have impacted our ability to implement our initiatives as quickly as we would have liked. Among these impediments are restrictions imposed by the charter, the actions and oftentimes inactions of City Council and the city's Corporation Council, legal challenges, and the difficulties associated with the collective bargaining process. However, we have made progress on our restructuring plan. My team and I would like to update you on the reforms that have taken place. First and foremost, in order to make an immediate improvement in the quality of life for Detroiters, we have concentrated on enhancing and maintaining core services for our residents. A top priority is public safety. We have redeployed and reassigned police officers to patrol areas with high criminal activity. An additional 100 police officers will soon be moved to the street patrol or criminal investigations. And we have opened 8 police mini-stations in our neighborhoods, with 6 more to open this year. Thanks to a federal SAFER grant, we have been able to retain 134 firefighters. We have also obtained a federal grant of nearly $30 million to assist in paying salaries and benefits for firefighters. We're planning to hire more firefighters to help improve emergency response times. As part of my Active and Safe campaign, we are raising $45 million to purchase equipment and improve technology. And all of our public safety operations will be streamlined and consolidated when we move into our new state-of-the-art headquarters later this year. We've made progress in improving public transportation. On-time bus service has increased, and we have reduced the general fund subsidy. Our plan to create a public lighting authority was approved, and we are primed to replace or repair thousands of streetlights and install hundreds of energy-efficient LED street lamps in many neighborhoods. My commitment to keep recreation centers open is receiving support from the public and private stakeholders. We've received $16 million in pledges so far to enhance recreational programming, and we have made huge strides in eliminating blight in our neighborhoods. Nearly 6,700 vacant properties have been knocked down since I took office. Our restructuring plan includes several revenue and cost-saving initiatives, as well as strategies to reduce our long-term liabilities.
Since coming into office in 2010, Mayor Bing has aggressively pursued his plans to eliminate the deficit and correct the structural problems that have plagued our city for decades. His team chose a number of avenues to improve our financial stability, including revenue enhancements, cost savings that could be implemented immediately, and cost savings that will take some time to implement. With regard to revenue enhancement, we targeted $50 million on an annual basis as our initial goal, much of which has now been realized. We knew we had to look at multiple sources to get to the target of $50 million quickly, so we targeted personal and corporate income taxes, increased billings from our various operational departments, and improved grants management for our short-term focus. For income taxes, we targeted processing, which had been much too manual, compliance, which entailed ensuring that those responsible for filing actually did so, and collection, which had been wanting. When we examined our various operational departments, we found that billings had been seriously late and collection and enforcement operations had been insufficient. We improved both of those areas. We also found our grants management was seriously wanting from an administrative standpoint, which not only degraded our cash flow in the short run, but also discouraged grantors from giving us new grants. In all of the above areas, we have made progress, but we would not say that there is not much more to do. Of course there is, which gives rise to still more opportunities. While we sought out additional sources of revenue, we were also active in current cost reduction and cash conservation activities. We're targeting $150 million in annual cost reductions, most of which is also in our rearview mirror. The citywide employment terms offer savings of over $100 million and are mostly implemented. In spite of the difficulties we encountered with our antiquated systems and the multiplicity of legal challenges, we got this job done. We've been reducing our head count from a total of about 13,400 employees in 2009 to fewer than 9,600 today, a reduction of nearly 4,000 employees. We have transitioned most of the activities provided by 3 city departments to outside agencies where their services to the citizens of Detroit can be provided more efficiently. In the interest of shared sacrifice, because we knew we could not solve all of the problems with our employee costs, we addressed our major vendors and received cost reductions from many of them of 10% or more. But we're not stopping there, and we're looking every week at additional ways in which we can reduce the volume of our outside spend and identify additional vendors from which we need to seek concessions.
While most of the revenue enhancement and cost-saving activities that Jack discussed are in our rearview mirror, we have a number of initiatives that are on our windshield or in implementation right now. We knew we would need help in our various restructuring activities, so we engaged a number of outside firms to assist us with financial restructuring, operational restructuring, investment banking, and a variety of specialty areas such as healthcare, pension, and workers' compensation. Because a city such as Detroit has a long-term future to consider, we are developing a 10-year forecast that is responsive to the various forces that impact Detroit while considering the opportunity our plan affords. This allows us to assess our healthcare and pension strategies in a longer-term framework. But we also have our feet firmly planted on the ground, so we are busy building other cost reduction opportunities by better managing our workers' compensation costs, which are way outside the norm, ensuring we are paying for health care for only qualified beneficiaries, outsourcing our payroll process, which dates back to the early 70s, and developing an actionable health care strategy that will allow us to get one of our largest cost elements under control. In addition, we are going through every cost center in Detroit to ensure we meet commercial standards in delivering services while minimizing costs. While the mayor makes Detroit a more livable city and Jack and I work on the revenue and costs, we are cognizant of the city's long-term liabilities, which include various tranches of debt, unfunded pension liabilities, and retiree health care obligations. While the debt is challenging, much of it relates with the water department, which should be capable of funding that through revenue. Much of the other debt also has a specific funding mechanism, and of what is left, the amount has actually declined in recent years. So while the debt is a very real issue, it is not as large as is often stated, and we have great advisors on board to help us. Retiree health care obligations need to be addressed in many public arenas, not just in Detroit, but we have been extremely proactive and believe we will be able to address this challenge. Pension obligations also offer us challenges, but again, we have been proactive here and are realistically considering our alternatives in a world where our charter and the state constitution more or less guarantee pension obligations.
As I have repeatedly said, I am opposed to the appointment of an emergency financial manager for the city of Detroit. The plan we just outlined underscores my administration's capability of resolving the city's financial issues without the need for a state takeover. However, we cannot stop the inevitable. Regardless, my team and I remain focused and committed to transforming Detroit. Thank you.